first, when did you guys actually start talking about it? When did it become a thing?
Last year.
Last year.
Yeah.
They approached you, and then what?
Yeah, the creative team came over. They had a bunch of design concepts, hard to kill, and I was thinking about the optic of being that guy. You walk into a bar, you walk into a restaurant, into a gym with a hard to kill hat on, a hard to kill T-shirt, and I looked at it from a skewed optic, like, oh, look how tough this guy thinks he is. And the more the team kind of came around and started injecting different things, it really did come full circle, and I saw it for what it was. Your ideals are hard to kill. The brand is hard to kill. Everything about you should be hard to kill. Mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, tactically, everything you've done, every step you've taken has put you on the path to being more resilient. The guy that cuts you off in traffic, the guy that steals your job, everything that's happening to you, how many times can you fall and get back up successfully over and over and again through persistent effort? So really, for me, when you wear the hat hard to kill, that's what you're saying to everybody else. It's your acknowledgement of how many times you've fallen from grace and how many times you've re-climbed back up that mountain over and over and over again. And not a lot of people look at it as a whole. They get one thing that kind of holds them down, and it just consumes them all. It's like, that's not the way it's going to be, man. Like, you're just going to keep hitting roadblock after roadblock after roadblock. And at a certain point, you just have to realize everybody's in the exact same boat you are. Are we still rowing forward? Are we still making progress on our dreams, on our goals, our little hopes and wants and wishes, all those things? Are you actively pursuing those things through your persistence? That's what hard to kill is to me. It's looking at the brand as an entirety. Like, your ideals should be hard to kill. Physically, you should be hard to kill. You're not supposed to be a soft target. I mean, Jordan Peterson said it, like, you have to be able to make yourself a monster. You have to be able to do things that normal people aren't willing to do because it makes you a formidable asset or an adversary. If not, then what are you actually doing? Nothing. You have to make yourself really, really well rounded and able to come back from adversity time and time again. And if not, you're not hard to kill. You should be. You should wear it with pride. So when you're wearing that hat, when you're wearing that T-shirt, you're projecting everybody else, and it's a self-reminder. I am hard to kill. I have fallen from the mountain multiple times. I'm still climbing back up day in and day out, just trying to outrun my shadow a little bit farther than I did yesterday. So when I look at hard to kill, that's what it is. Ultimately, it's your acknowledgement of how resilient you've become through adversity. Hard to kill when you're in the teams, you're in a high performance type atmosphere. It could be professional sports, business, SEAL teams, SWAT teams, any of that stuff. The selection process to get there is so difficult. At a certain point, everybody kind of runs through it where you don't think you can do this one thing, or you think this one thing is going to kill you, and you do it anyway. The entire collective is doing it. This is the point of entry. This is the price I have to pay in order to do this. Is the juice worth the squeeze? And a lot of times you don't know, and everybody else is doing it too. Like, well, if I want to do that job, I have to go through all of this pain, all this suffering, all of this unknown, all of this adversity, all the times failing these evolutions. And at a certain point, you get right to the cliff's edge. What's your limit? You have to go past it in order to know, and you have to have no fear for failure. That is a defining moment. Everybody's going to fail. It's how you come back from that failure that really lays it all out. And that's what it is when you go into a selection course, when you're holding your breath or doing this or all the other things they do. At a certain point, you don't know if you're going to be able to do it, and you do it anyway because you don't have fear of failure. That's a prime example of hard to kill. Your mentality right now, your ideals, and how idealistic you are towards the organization shows how resilient you are. Because you're not going to get it right on the first time. Probably not getting it right on the second time. You're going to fail over and over again. And at some point, the only thing that's really holding you back is your mindset. Right now, you have self-doubt creeping in, and you're about to exhaust all your resources and fully commit to this one time. And as soon as you find yourself successful, it starts to cascade for the rest of your life. Every time I hit that wall, I'm going through it. Every single time, it increases your confidence over and over and over again, to where you find like these little micro issues or circumstances where you don't think you can, and you look back at this laundry list that is undoubtable. You can get through this because I've done it time and time again. All these micro wins have set me up for this exact moment. I'm going to exhaust all my resources. I'm going the entire way. That makes you hard to kill because now you don't hesitate anymore. As soon as you meet resistance, hammer down, I go straight through it. I don't need to wait. I am going to be successful. I am hard to kill.
So it's not. Most of Buzz is obviously not just a physical test. It's literally just how will you break, and which is basically what hard to kill is. It's a mental.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at everybody in a specific job, most people genetically and physically are pretty much on the same page. And a lot of the only differences is your mindset. How far you're willing to go with no preparation, no notice, right now, full exhaustion, everything you have, go. And the people that will do that, those are the ones that end up doing that job for a long time. They become successful because they're not hesitant for risk of failure. They already know, like, if I don't make it, I'm just gonna do it again. That's what happens over and over. They meet a wall and they're like, I'll get it 100%. And if I'm not successful, I'll do it again. And I'll do it again over and over. And eventually, you're going to stack up enough wins to where you're going to override that one thing. And that's what hard to kill is. It's your resiliency. Every single time you fall off the horse, you are getting back up. It's not an easy thing to do, but if you surround yourself with people that have the exact same mindset, the same mentality, they're rowing in the exact same direction, just match their speed, match their pace. You'll get there. But a lot of times you don't have the example of that purpose-built resiliency you've been looking for. It's segmented out, little percentages all over the place, all the people you interact with. And when you put them all together, you find it and you're like, what do we all have in common? Every single person in here is flawed, and every single person in here is striving to be better through persistent effort, day in and day out. They're not afraid of failure. Failure is going to happen. Coming back time and time again, that's the questionable act, because not a lot of people will come back after failure. That's what makes you special. It's what makes the entire collective special, is everybody is willing to fail and come back time and time again just to right that one wrong. Makes it hard to kill, dude. It does.
Any specific moment in your career or life where you had to kind of like lock in and like instill that mindset?
I had to lock in on hard to kill mindset multiple times. Joining the Navy at 17, going out to buds that young. I mean, couldn't drive a car, didn't have a cell phone, couldn't buy beer, couldn't buy Copenhagen. Like, just all the things that you have to do in that course, you realize that you're the youngest one there and that you feel like you're swinging above your weight. Like, you look around, there are grown men out here doing this and quitting, and for whatever reason, you're still here. And it's just the persistence. Like, I didn't think about quitting. I'm not even close to quitting right now. If I fail in evolution, I'll come back. And I did. I failed evolutions. I failed pool comp in second phase, and that was an emotional crusher for me. And I was so young that it almost did me in. And I had a really good mentor at the time that he sat me down and told me, he's like, you're supposed to fail something. That's your one thing. What else have you failed? I'm like, well, nothing else. He's like, well, if you didn't fail anything and you went through first time every time and didn't struggle with anything, would you learn anything from the training? Or is it just testing you? Are you actually being trained? Are you actually being tested on how far you can go? Because if it's not taking up all your full-time bandwidth to get through this one evolution, is it really a challenging evolution? If it's not for you, what do you really learn from it? I look back at those moments and where I didn't think I could do it. I didn't think I was prepared enough, and I went anyway. And I came up short. Go back, look at all the failures, look at all the successes, find the common ground in between. Well, how do I right that wrong? I wasn't trained enough. I did not prepare enough. So what do I do now? I prepare twice as hard as I did before. Take out all the fear of failure. I've already done that. That's already one check in the box. Now all I've got to do is right all those wrongs. How do I do it? Day in and day out. Keep chipping away over and over again. Eventually I'll get right back to that exact same cliff edge. What am I going to do? Not be afraid to step. I got to be able to push my limits and go. Same thing in the teams. Going to different units, different selection courses. It's a lot of emotional and mental weight sitting on top of you, and not a lot of people know how to handle it. I didn't know how to handle it. And the fear of failure, it starts to plague you. That performance anxiety drives into you, and it really starts to fuel you, and it becomes consuming at a certain point. And then how do you get past that? You look around. Everybody's in the exact same boat. We're all doing the exact same thing. Everybody has doubts. Everybody has fears. How far are you willing to push? Sounds arrogant. Farther than you. I'm willing to go the entire way right now. I have to. I've already failed once, and that was a 73% attempt. I'm going the entire way right now. So at the end of the day, there are no excuses. Did I prepare as much as I could? Yes. Did I leave any room on the table? No. Did I do it at full commitment? I did it at full commitment, full value, fully trained, and I still came up short. What did you know? Do it again. Do it again, over and over, and eventually you'll get on the right side of that, and the confidence that boosts from that cannot be ignored. It's palpable. You can taste it. It's like acid in your mouth. It is the driving force between all things that are highly successful. It's that taste of failure and that taste of victory that surpasses it. As soon as you taste that victory one time, you'll never get it out of you. You just chase it for the rest of your life. And that's the one thing that binds everybody together. Everybody's trying to be hyper successful, and they're all trying to do it through consistent work ethic over and over. Just keep pushing. Just keep going. You're not supposed to do it on your first try. Nobody is. Nobody tells you that until it's too late. There's no reason to quit. Just reevaluate and continue.